Shalom, shalom. Ka halala, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Kodesh. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. And salutations to you brothers who's pushing this truth in the four corners, the highways and byways. And to you sincere sisters that are listening in silence, you know, and you know, paying attention. Also in submission. Right? This brother Yashamar here, the GMS Guyana, with another video, you know, hope it's quick, you know, sharp, straight to the point. Going into the book of Ephesians chapter 5, the verse of, starting from verse 8, alright? And, you know, it's a beautiful topic with regards, you know, our conversation, meaning our lifestyle, the way how we carry ourselves, right? In genuineness, in that genuinity that we have towards each other, all right? And first of all, towards Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, not being a service to man pleasers, and also to men, the brethren, all right? And we're being in such spirit, you would be able, and by doing it flawlessly, right, to the best of your ability, you know, but we strive for that perfection, you would do things, you know, of this faith without any burden. All right? You know, matter of fact, I'll get back to this precept. All right? But let me get, well, yeah, what shall I say? You know, so lock you. Bear with me. You know, please bear with me. You know, there's a precept that just come to mind. Right? Yep. So what do you have about Ba'ashim Yahushai? Alright. This is the book of Matthew. Yeah, this is the book of Matthew chapter 11. Alright. And verse 6. Right? It says here, and blessed is he whosoever shall not be offended. It's Salakia. You know. Salakia, where is it? Salakia, just had the precept. Yeah, but that's a beautiful one, you know, 11 and 30, Matthew 11 and verse 30. You know what? I'm going to read from verse 29. And guess what? I'm going to even start further. Verse 28. It's Matthew chapter 11 and verse 28. It says here, you know, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. So the thing is, hey, we labor in this world. We try to pay bills. From there's one problem after the next. Things doesn't seem as if, hey, it's gonna get any better. All right. At times things doesn't seem as if it's gonna, you know, get easier. And the more you try to fix one problem in this world, another one comes up. All right? And then what you will find is that your attention and your interest becomes more of the world, to fulfill things in the world, whereby your strength, after wearying yourself, it is so less, you know, that you do not you know, uphold the conversation or the action or your deeds of this faith. All right? That everything that surrounds this faith, you know, doing your videos, coming to camp, checking in on brothers, you understand? fulfilling your office that is given to you, the respect of the head of the camp, you know, leading your household in righteousness, you know, providing for your family, right? Stuff like that, man. You know, even when a brother is in it, you know, say you look down on him and stuff like that. All right. Going on, it says, Matthew chapter 11, verse 28, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." All right. It says here, 29, you know, it said, "Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart." All right. So, hey, Yahushua is of a humble spirit. You understand? Everything is not for sure gain in this world. You understand? Even when you're looking at a brother might be progressing more than you for even the longest while, you looking for friggin' runner-up or to counter the man, to make it seem as if the Lord dealing with you. You hang your hat where you can't reach. Sometimes when the Lord actually do bless you, you don't even think about, you know, giving to the church. All right, demons fucking with you. You can't pick it. You can't decipher. You can't discern. Discernment slacking in discernment, in diligence. You understand? Discipline. You know, not respecting the rank. All right. Piece by piece, where you would find yourself get kicked you get suspended or kick the fuck out the camp, man. Kick this thing of ours, because here what happened? The scripture says, "Obey them that have the rule over you, for they watch over your souls," right? That they may do it not in grief, roughly perfecting. You know, Yahweh they set up the leaders of GMS to be in any grief for them, right? The disciples, even a piece of time when they was trying to get it, hey, eventually they did get it. You understand? And with that proof, it comes you in this thing 5 years. Hey, so excuse my French, you know, and you're messing up. There's things that you can't discern. The way you break down scriptures, there's no evolving. You know, you're not evolving in your breakdowns. You're not have that quick understanding. You know, you're not in the spirit of prophecy with regards to Yahushua. Hey, something's really wrong with you. You know, pray to Yahweh for that guidance, for to help yourself. You know, so you could be helped. You know, you gotta be in that heart of in that lowly heart. All right, and meek, because we'll find even when men correct you bucking up, you pushing back, you saying no, it's not there, because well, you in disbelief that hey, the spirit is not, you know, on you on the level of the other brother. Reading back 29 again, this is Matthew 11 verse 29. It says, take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. Exactly, because hey, a lot of men, your soul's miserable. No? You're miserable. So yeah, how the videos coming, you know, the spirit ain't dealing with me right now. You know, I ain't getting nothing ain't coming to me. Because what, you're frustrated on stuff in the world. You know? You're fighting against things you can't control. And let me tell you something, it's fuck up, because the more say you have power make you uncomfortable. Because what, you're not giving him the attention. You know? And you're gonna continue doing so until you break down into a contrite spirit. Alright? And such chastisement is the love of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Verse 30, it says, for my yoke is easy and my burdens are light. Exactly. This so. You know, chain your mind to the meditate there into the laws of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. You know? Wear that yoke, wear them chains around your neck as jewelry. Alright, going back in the book of Ephesians chapter 5. Right, I'm reading from verse 8. Say, look at all these Christians, these people on the road that are coming from church in this time. These people still in that fuckery, man, in that nonsense. You know, hey, though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. You know, but we have been manifested. You know, clearly manifested to you in all things. You know, we preach the truth in sincerity. You know, we might bring it out harsh, we might bring it out, you know, as you say, in decency. You understand? But at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. The message is the message. It's coming out. You know? Yeah, Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 8. It says, for ye were sometimes darkness, right? But now are ye light in the Lord. Yahweh Basham Yahushai, walk as children of the light. Exactly. Your walk is not talking about walking the road. It's talking about your lifestyle. Behind closed doors. The way you deal with your women, the way you deal with your children, the way you operate. You know, the wisdom. You understand? That's the walk. Not a simple man. Concern for men. And you know something? When you walk like this, you walk like a child of the light, you will be able to discern darkness is around you when a man's spirit is off. If you yourself not watching for this man, you understand? If matter of fact, if you're not, let me say it like this, if you're not watching yourself, being self-aware, you won't be able to see what others is doing. Or you might be seeing yourself going off. You understand? Picking your behavior, you know, continuing your feel, see man going off, and you know what? When making no correction, therefore you do nothing. Because what? Judge unless he be judged. So you keep your mouth shut. You're seeing things going off and can't be saying nothing. Being a leader of the camp, and you suspend a man or kicking a man off, the same thing that you doing and does be a hypocrite. I want something that you doing in a year. Hypocrisy. When the men under you, you know, the second command, turning command, or leaders, they're trying to help you out, As a matter of fact, had they camp out because the spirit is on them. You're fighting them down because in the name of trying to hold a statue or to be called force or to be recognized as the head of the camp. You know? Yes, Yahweh Shimeshai use you to do work. Yes, Yahweh Shimeshai use you to build numbers. But it was necessary to maintain, the quality and behavior pattern. Are you projecting such a lifestyle that men can follow? In righteousness? So we were once niggas in the world. We were once like these Christians. We were once like these these reprobates. These men that don't, being considerate. We were once like them. Alright, but now we judging of like, but now is the time. And I even know is the time since you started and you know Yahweh Shimeshai. You put on those garments, you're supposed to maintain it. You're supposed to feel bad when you're slacking off. Hey, which is something we do feel down, we do feel weary. But you guys, it's right away you're supposed to step into the desperation to get yourself back up. Verse 9, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 9, it says, for the fruits of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth. Goodness, righteousness and truth. You're doing good. You're living righteous. You're executing this lifestyle truthfully. It says, proving what is acceptable unto who? Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai. You can't win the love of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, man. You can't win this thing. Yahweh Shimeshai will destroy you. Again, another precept, man. I don't want this to come out into a rant. Sirach 32 lock you. Sirach 32, I'm going to read from verse 16. It says, they that fears the Lord shall find judgment. And it says, and shall kindle justice as a light. See that? Shall kindle justice as a light. Make an example, and even in your life, explore how things should be as becoming of a man of the Lord. Right? Verse 17, it says, a sinful man will not be reproved. A sinful man will not be reproved, but what? It says, but find it an excuse according to his will. Everybody is going through a situation. Everybody is going through, everybody is going through a hard time. Everybody is going through struggle. Everybody is going through trouble. But what? We have to do the things of Yahweh Shimeshai's will. We have to maintain this lifestyle. No man is fit for the kingdom. Be hold the plow and look it back. You gotta hold it. I got some men crying about their situation and I got going through worse. And maintaining and executing what they gotta do. Reading back verse 17, you know, Sirach 32 verse 17, it says, a sinful man will not be reproved, but find it an excuse according to his will. Right? Verse 18, it says, a man of counsel will be considerate. Right? After being counsel, you can consider. You will consider these things. Alright? You will consider. It says, but a strange and proud man is not daunted. Right? Even a little. A strange and proud man, because you're spiriting over your house. And that's the thing. If we have one body, you know, one mission, one Yahweh, you understand? Even if there's a man with a foul spirit come among us, you're supposed to notice and feel it. Even when a foul spirit is upon you, you're supposed to, you know, hey, you know what? I got a what do you call it? A parasite. You need to act upon it. You do the same. Why not? Being back, it says, but a strange and a proud man, right, is not even daunted with fear. Not even a little fear he got. It says, even when of himself, he had done with counsel. You know, I want to leave it up from there. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Chakodash. You know, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you, brothers who's watching the shoot in the four corners of highways and byways. You know, hey, you sincere sisters in Aqua, that you know, fighting and listen, in subjection as well, and listening in silence. You know, Shalom. Shalom, Shalom.